Thank you so much for taking out the time to come out here. I promise not to waste your time, so I'll go straight to the point, and in 5 minutes or less, we should be done. Now, how does this work? It actually breeds from the sharing economy. When I say the sharing economy, I'm talking about a very good example of the sharing economy is Uber. Uber makes it possible for a driver who has a car to, pick people along the road, take them to their destinations, and not necessarily being a part of like the company itself, but because he has a car, he's able to make a living for himself. That's like the closest example to a sharing economy. Now, it falls under the hospitality industry, what I'm about to share with you, and very similar to the sharing economy, but this time around it is in terms of accommodations. That's what a typical hospitality industry does. When I say hospitality industry, I'm talking about the hotels. That's what the hotel industry does. You go, you rent a hotel, you spend the night, you go back to wherever you're going to, and then but then this time around, if you have a vacant property or you have an apartment, a room where you give your guests, most of us have rooms where we say we reserve for guests. They say this is a guest room. If you have a guest coming into your apartment, they can stay there for the night and then they go over. It is as simple as that. So if you have a vacant property that is furnished, not furnished, or just there, you can list this property on a platform called Airbnb. You can see it right in front of your screen. Airbnb. So Airbnb is just like Uber. Do you understand? So what you do is you register your property, you list your property on the platform, you list it, and if you do it right using the right strategies, what happens is this: with as you know, it depends on you. You can charge whatever you want to charge, but we have homeowners in Lagos, Nigeria here, and all over the country. So this is not, I mean, it's still relatively new, but lots of people are actually into it already. So depending on you and with the right strategy and guidance as well, you can charge as much as you want to charge. So I have homeowners here in Lagos who are charging as much as $100, $80, $200 per night. Do you understand? $200, $80, $100, $50 per night, and they go for what, minimum of what, 20 nights, 10 nights and all. So let's look at the math that is really happening currently. So I'm not telling you what can happen, I'm telling you what is happening right now. Look at the math. If you rent your property out on Airbnb, you list your property out on Airbnb, and then you list it well the right way, and it goes for $100, and you do that for 20 nights, that is $2,000. $2,000. If you convert that to naira, that is about what, 800,000 naira plus per month. That is you giving out your property for what, 20 nights in a month. So 20 nights in a month for what, $100 on Airbnb, on that vacant property that's just there that nobody is using. You just kept for like a guest who's coming to come use your property, and then nobody comes. Or let's say you're traveling for the vacation, the holiday, and then your property is just empty, there's nothing happening. Or you have this vacant property around the Ikeja, the island, or wherever in Lagos, and nobody is using. All you have to do is simple: get your property on this platform, have people come in. So you might be asking yourself, why would people really want to do this? Typically Airbnb properties, are usually less expensive when compared to hotels, and then it has a feeling of being at home. You understand? So somebody travels from a foreign country, comes into the country here in Nigeria for a business meeting and wants to feel at home. I mean, some properties give out the entire property as rent. You see some pictures in front of you right now. Some homeowners give out the whole property, so you can use their kitchen, you can use their dining, you can use their sitting room, you can use their whatever it is. You understand? So you could decide to give just your guest room, that is just the bedroom, the toilet, the bathroom. So it depends on what you're willing to put out on this platform that you get. You understand? The catch is, instead of renting your property to like long-term guests, where you have to like stay for what, a year, and look for proper tenants who are going to rent your property for a year for millions, and then you're not getting properties, you can simply list your property, and in as little as what, 30 days, it is something that is so guaranteed, as long as you do the right things, have your properties there, and then strategically place your properties. It is, and look at it, this is like the festive period. That means people are going to be coming into the country. People are going to be leaving Lagos to their, so you have empty properties to give out. And for people who are going to be coming into the country, for tourism or whatever purpose, or for the festive period, you have higher chances of getting a whole lot of, bookings or guests to use your word properties. You understand what I'm saying? So this is as most as what I can, explain Airbnb. You know what I'm saying? So if you look now, right now on your screen, I have statistics, I have charts to show you number of properties. We have over 1,000 properties. You can see there. You can see example of what people are charging. So it's not like I'm just talking. Look at the price fees. Look at what you're seeing and everything. So this is really possible. So I don't want to make this video any longer than it already is. So if you're interested in learning how we can actually do this for you, how we can get your properties set up in the right way, so that you can be able to charge profitably well on those properties before the Christmas. I mean, in 30 days or less. You know what I'm saying? If you're really interested and you like us to, work together and do this for you, get your properties, just me and you one-on-one, we'll sit down together, get your properties, do the right things, take the right pictures, how to get your properties on, and then using the right strategies, charge well and because in less than 24 hours after your first listing goes live, then you make your money. You get your first booking. So if you're able to strategically place it well, then you're good to go. You know what I'm saying? And but please, this is not like a rich quick scheme, so somebody should not think that it's a magic that's happening. No, I'd like to say that now, if you do it right, you understand, you know what I'm saying? If you do it right, you get your properties unlisted correctly with my guidance, and you take the right pictures, which I'll tell you how to do. You understand what I'm saying? And you list it right with the right descriptions and everything. It is something that's bound to happen. You understand what I'm saying? So if you're interested, you like us to do this, I have a one-on-one class where we can sit down together. It's just, me and you, we sit down together for a couple hours and we strategically do this. You understand? Until your property gets on. You understand what I'm saying? Now the cost of this class is 60,000 naira only 60,000 naira, and we'll sit down together, we do this. So if you think this is something that you'd like to do, that you feel is a good feel for you, I mean, based on your property you have on the island or Ikeja, then all you have to do is follow the instructions on the screen and we'll get across to you, and we'll start the training this week immediately. So that's all I got for you. This is too long already. My name is Paddy, and I'll see you on the train. Take it easy, take care of yourself, take care of your family. I mean, I don't know what this will do for you, but an extra 6 figures, I tell you, covers the bills for the festive period, covers school fees for next year for your children, and that's a whole lot of money if you ask me. Plus, an extra side income for your business isn't a bad thing to do at all. So if you consider this and you think is something you like to give a shot, now let's get talking on the phone. Follow instructions on your screen. Let's get talking and let's see how to list your property immediately. Let's list it together immediately. And if you're scared about how you check in guests, you say guests, how do I know that somebody coming in is not good? The first thing you do is, on Airbnb, you can check reviews. So before somebody even books your property, they see the review to check that you are the right person. Like, I mean, you've not had any cases of problems, because it's just like Uber, you give reviews. So if somebody sees that the review you have on your property is wrong, they won't even list your property, they won't rent your property. So that same way you can check the bookings on individuals. So if somebody wants to use your property, you see the reviews, you see the ID. So everybody who uses Airbnb has their ID, you understand, listed. So you can see the person's identity card, which is usually the national ID card. So you have the full security detail of everybody. If anything happens to your property, you have insurance, damage cover policy by Airbnb. So everything is well covered for your property. You don't really have an issue with damaged properties and everything. So everything is pretty much under control. So if you're interested, it's just 60,000 naira. We sit down together this week. We sit down together, have a conversation, get your property up, and you start making your money. My name is Paddy once again. Take care of yourself, take care of your family, take it easy. Merry Christmas in advance. I'll see you.